Hey YouTube, I'm here with an update video of the layout. I got a couple things done. Last time I was waiting for things to come in the mail, like my turnouts and track setters and some other small things that I needed. Um, we also got we got another engine. So right now in the layout, that's 5293 boxcar edition DCC with sound. That was in my other videos. But this is the new locomotive I got. CSX 700. As you can see, it doesn't have the boxcar. I actually like this paint scheme more without the boxcar than with it. I like the big CSX on the side. And it also has a lightning bolt. Another difference is, you probably can't see it, but this one has the steerable trucks. And then this one doesn't. This one has the newer version of trucks. It's probably hard to see. But the main thing I got fixed is the wiring and the turnouts. So right now, this track right here is the main. That one's been wired. This track with the yellow pin is a yard lead. So I wired up the yard lead. As you can see, this is the entrance into the yard. And this track that 5293 is sitting on is the arrival departure track. And then from there, you can see the yard ladder, and they all lead to this yard lead, which is also wired down there. The yard ladder isn't wired up yet. Still haven't got to it yet. I was waiting for these terminal strips. Let me see all this shit. It's these long terminal strips that I got. Using those. So right there, I mocked up the yard with the radius. This is a 30-inch radius. Doesn't want to focus. 30. And this one was 24. So I just went with, I tried both of them out. I liked how the 30 was. It gave it more of a sweeping motion, as you can see. The only thing I don't like about the 30 is now my tracks are higher up. Like further from the edge. But that's okay because I'm gonna put some scenery, and I think some houses, like a residential area. I'm gonna try to make it like a little bit urban. So it's gonna be a mix between urban and then like trees and greenery. See all these tracks right here, 30-inch radius. It's still mocked up. And I put this gap in between the yard and the main. I'm gonna have some bushes there. I notice in a lot of yards, like the main kind of separates itself from the yard, and they have like trees or bushes there. So I thought that would be a nice addition to the layout instead of just having a bunch of track all over. Oh, this right here is a crossover from track 2 to track 3. It's mainly for the local because track 1, this is track 1 right here. That's gonna be cut off. But track 1 is gonna have all the cars that need to be blocked on that track right there. And then I'll move the cars for the local on track 2 down here. That way it could just grab it and go from either direction, and it can run around its cars when it brings it in, just to make it easier. That way it doesn't have to run all the way down the track and get in the way or run into the yard switcher. Another thing that's different is instead of having the arrival departure connect to the yard ladder, it's going to connect straight from the main on this end. So you could come in and leave straight onto the main. This turnout right here leads to the junction. This is where northbound trains are going to go. And also Norfolk Southern will come onto the yard there. I mean, not the yard, come onto the layout. They'll come down this track and interchange with the track further down the line. So that's what those cars is. So that's basically going to be my staging area. What I'm going to do is I'm going to have a highway above it, a highway running above it, so that way you can't see it as much, but it still gives it some kind of character to it, you know. This turnout right here leads to the industry, which is the rock salt mine. So that's why you see these cars here. The white box is going to be the mountain of rock salt. And where this white pin is at is going to be where the hopper cars will get loaded from above. I'm actually going to add a piece of track back here so having more space. And it'll be more realistic. And this lane right here, this track right here is long enough for 2 locomotives and 8 open hopper cars, 2 bays, to fit and stretch out. So when they're done loaded, they can actually sit there without fouling the main. Let me go over this crossover. So I looked at a bunch of videos on YouTube how to wire crossover tracks. Because I have not insulated. I have electrofrog turnouts. So I have to use a combination of regular rail joiners and insulated. So that one is a regular, insulated, regular. And then regular, insulated, regular. And you can see these are wood chip gondola cars, 100-ton. I practiced weathering on this one. All I did was put black soot on it, just some weathering powder to see how it works. I'm gonna be using these cars as practice. And those cars are gonna be used for transferring garbage from the transfer station to a landfill on my layout. The landfill is going to actually be on my layout. The transfer station is going to be where it's coming from. So that's why I put the black soot on there, try to represent how dirty it is. But I'm going to keep working on my weathering. So right now I'm going to run the train so you can see the track working. Should I do it from above or? I'll do it like this so you can see the turnouts. So right now, it's sitting on the arrival departure track. I'm just gonna run it down the yard lead first, just to show you. It's just a demonstration. I'm not gonna run that slow. When I actually run trains, I'm gonna run it a lot slower. So. I'm still getting used to making sure my switches are correct. Now, right now it's on the main. There's a horn if you've never heard it before. I'm not going to run it all the way down. I just want to show the power is working. Well, you know the power is working. As you can see, the light is on in that locomotive. Alright, so you kind of get the point. So real quick, with the number turnouts I have, I forgot to go over that. So this one is the small radius. By the way, my whole layout is Pico 55 code. Probably should have said that earlier. All Pico 55 code N scale. So this one's a number 4, which is a small radius. And then for my yard, I did all large radius. So that's why it kind of looks, I wanted that nice spaced out look on the yard. And that's also why the auto racks will flow pretty smoothly through the turnouts and all my rolling stock. I wanted it to pretty much be bulletproof. Even these crossovers are large turnouts. And the spacing is real nice. I think it just flows nicely. And then it also flows nicely with the 30 radius. Right. And I also use this 6-way to space out my tracks. As you can see, it has 2 sides. One is smaller. The smaller side I used for the most of the tracks. The large side I used for the industry. It's like right here. It's kind of spaced out more than the other ones compared to like here. I wanted the spacing to be pretty good. And as you can see, this is why I also wanted to wait till I got the auto racks so I could make sure they can flow nicely without bumping into each other around curves. You know, without touching. But man, this video is almost 15 minutes already. I'm gonna just run the train back and then I'll end the video. I'm not gonna do it from above view. I'm gonna do it from like a side view, so you can kind of see. I'm gonna run it back into the yard onto the arrival track. Now, when I actually run trains, I'm not gonna be running this fast. It's just a demonstration. Here's a horn. I do wish I had a little bit more bass. But we're in N scale, so I know some people change the speakers in theirs, but I'm still, getting started. I'll worry about that later. We're back in the yard on arrival track. Arrival departure track. Alright, well thanks for watching this video. Stay tuned for more updates.